Someone asks you, "How was your day?" and your mind goes completely blank. You know so many English words, but suddenly you can't make a simple sentence about what you did today. Sound familiar? Here's the thing. You probably already know 90% of the words you need. You just don't know how to put them together naturally. Today, I'm going to fix that. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to describe your entire day in English from the moment you wake up until you go to sleep. And the best part, we're only using simple, everyday words that you'll actually use in real conversations. Welcome to Artificial Fluency. I'm your teacher, and today we're turning your daily life into your best English practice. Let's begin. Why this matters? Think about it. How was your day? Is probably the most common question in English after how are you? It happens everywhere. Your colleague asks at work, your friend texts you, your teacher starts class with it, even strangers make small talk with it. But here's what's amazing. Once you can talk about your day, you can talk about almost anything. Why? Because describing your day uses all the essential English. Past tense, what you did. Present tense, what you usually do. Future tense, what you'll do. Feelings and opinions, time expressions, sequence words. Plus, your day is your story. You're not memorizing someone else's dialogue. You're talking about your real life. That makes it easier to remember and more natural to say. Let me show you how simple this can be. Let's start from the beginning. Waking up. Here's how I describe my morning. My alarm goes off at 7 a.m. I usually hit snooze once. Okay, maybe twice. Then I get up, stretch a little, and go to the bathroom. I brush my teeth, wash my face, and take a quick shower. The hot water helps me wake up. After that, I get dressed and make breakfast. Usually just coffee and toast. Nothing fancy. Then I check my phone for messages, grab my bag, and head out the door. See how simple that was? Let me break down the key phrases. Waking up phrases. My alarm goes off at. Not rings at. Alarms go off. I wake up at. I get up at. Different from wake up. This means leaving the bed. I hit snooze. Press the button to sleep more. Common mistake. Don't say I wake up myself. Just say I wake up. It's automatic in English. Morning action phrases. I brush my teeth. not wash my teeth. I take a shower or I have a shower. Both are correct. I get dressed, not I wear my clothes. That sounds strange. I make breakfast or I have breakfast. I grab my things. Informal way to say take. I head out. Informal for leave. Are you learning new phrases already? Great! If this is helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Comment below. What time does your alarm go off? Practice writing it in English. Now, let's add some variety. Not every morning is the same, right? Here are variations. I overslept this morning. I couldn't get up. I skipped breakfast. I was running late. I forgot my keys. Grammar tip. When talking about this morning specifically, use past tense. I woke up late. When talking about your usual routine, use present simple. I usually wake up at 7. Now let's talk about your commute. That's your journey to work or school. This is great conversation material. Here's a driving example. I drive to work. It usually takes about 30 minutes, but this morning there was terrible traffic. I was stuck for almost an hour. I listen to a podcast while driving. It makes the time go faster. And here's public transport. I take the bus to work. It's usually crowded in the morning, so I have to stand. Sometimes I get a seat if I'm lucky. I use the time to read or check my emails on my phone. Key commute vocabulary. I drive, walk, cycle, take the bus. It takes time, duration. There was traffic, many cars, slow movement. I was stuck, couldn't move. It was crowded, too many people. I had to stand, no seats available. Here's some useful time expressions. It takes about 20 minutes. On a good day, when everything goes well. On a bad day, when there are problems. During rush hour, busy time. Common mistake. Don't say, I go to work by foot. Say, I walk to work, or I go to work on foot. Here's how to make it more interesting. The commute is the worst part of my day. I actually enjoy my commute. It's my quiet time. I hate driving in traffic. The train was delayed again. Now for the meat of your day, work or school. Keep it simple but specific. I got to work around 9. First, I checked my emails. So many emails. Then I had a meeting with my team. We discussed the new project. After that, I worked on some reports. It was pretty boring, to be honest. At lunch, I ate with my colleagues. We just had sandwiches in the break room. In the afternoon, I had more meetings and answered more emails. Finally, at 5 p.m., I finished work and headed home. Breaking this down. Arrival phrases. I got to work or school at. I arrived at. When I got there. Work activities. I checked my emails. I had a meeting. I worked on something. I talked to my boss or colleagues. I made some phone calls. I finished a report. School activities. I went to class. I took notes. I had a test. I studied in the library. I talked with friends. I ate lunch in the cafeteria. Adding opinions makes it natural. It was interesting, boring, exhausting. I was so busy. Time went quickly, slowly. I got a lot done. I didn't get much done. Still with me? Awesome. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next lesson. What's the hardest part of your day to describe in English? Let me know in the comments. Grammar focus. Use past simple for today's specific events. I had a meeting. Use present simple for regular activities. I usually have meetings on Mondays. Lunch isn't just about food. It's about the break, the social time. Here's how to talk about it. At noon, I took my lunch break. I brought food from home today, just leftover pasta from last night. I heated it up in the microwave and ate at my desk while watching YouTube. Sometimes I eat with my coworkers, but today I needed some alone time. Alternative version. I went out for lunch with a friend. We went to that new sandwich place nearby. It was pretty good, but a bit expensive. We talked about our weekend plans. It was nice to get out of the office for a bit. Lunch vocabulary. I took a lunch break. I brought lunch from home. I bought lunch. I ordered takeout. I ate at my desk. I went to the cafeteria. I heated up my food. Social phrases. I ate alone with colleagues. We chatted about. It was nice to catch up. I needed some quiet time. Common mistake. I ate the lunch. Drop the. Just say, I ate lunch or I had lunch. The evening is when your day becomes more personal. Here's a typical evening. I got home around 6:30. I was exhausted. First, I changed into comfortable clothes. You know, sweatpants and a t-shirt. Then I made dinner. Nothing special, just pasta with tomato sauce. While eating, I watched the news on TV. After dinner, I did the dishes and tidied up a bit. Then I just relaxed on the couch, scrolling through my phone. I called my mom for a quick chat. Around 10, I started getting ready for bed. Evening routine phrases. I got home at, I changed clothes, or got changed. I made, cooked, or prepared dinner. I ordered takeout. I watched TV or Netflix. I relaxed or chilled out. I did some chores. Housework. I went for a walk. I spent time with family. Relaxation vocabulary. I unwound, relaxed after stress. I veggie out, very informal, do nothing. I caught up on shows, reading, or sleep. I had some me time. Time transitions. After work. When I got home. After dinner. Later in the evening. Before bed. Bedtime, ending the day. 1700 to 1830. Finally, let's talk about bedtime. Around 10:30, I started getting ready for bed. I brushed my teeth, washed my face, and put on my pajamas. I set my alarm for tomorrow. Hopefully, I won't hit snooze too many times. I got into bed and read for a few minutes, but I was so tired that I fell asleep pretty quickly. That was my day. Bedtime phrases. I got ready for bed. I went to bed at. I fell asleep quickly or eventually. I couldn't sleep. Insomnia. I was out like a light. Fell asleep immediately. Reflection phrases. It was a good, long, or tiring day. I got a lot done. Tomorrow will be better. I'm glad the day is over. Now let's practice a complete day description. Here's mine from yesterday. Yesterday was pretty typical. I woke up at 7, got ready quickly, and drove to work. The morning was busy, lots of emails, and a long meeting. I had lunch at my desk while finishing a report. The afternoon was quieter, which was nice. I left work at 5:30 and stopped at the supermarket on the way home. I made a simple dinner and watched a movie. I was in bed by 11. Nothing exciting, but it was a productive day. See how I used past tense throughout. Time markers like at 7, at 5:30, by 11. Sequence words like then, after that. Opinions like pretty typical, which was nice. And simple connecting words like and, but. Your turn. Try describing your yesterday in 5 to 6 sentences. Remember, Start with when you woke up. Mention 2 to 3 main activities. Include one feeling or opinion. End with bedtime. Keep it simple. Congratulations! You now have all the tools to talk about your day in English. Let's recap the essential phrases. Morning. I wake up, get ready, have breakfast, leave for work. Commute. I drive, take the bus. It takes X minutes. Work. I check emails, have meetings, work on projects. Lunch. I eat with colleagues, bring or buy lunch. Evening. I get home, make dinner, relax, watch TV. Night. I get ready for bed, fall asleep. Here's your homework. Super simple, but super effective. Tonight, before you sleep, say 3 sentences out loud about your day. Just 3. For example, I woke up at 8 today. I worked all day and had a good lunch. Now I'm tired and ready for bed. That's it. Do this every night for 1 week and you'll be amazed how natural it becomes. Remember, you don't need perfect grammar. You don't need advanced vocabulary. You just need to start talking about your life in English. Your daily routine is your best teacher. Every morning you wake up is a chance to practice, I woke up. Every meal is a chance to practice, I had breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Every journey is a chance to practice, I went to. Thank you for spending these 20 minutes with me. Your English journey happens one day at a time, one sentence at a time. And now you know how to describe every part of it. If this helped you, please share it with someone learning English. Subscribe for more practical lessons that make English simple and natural. This is Artificial Fluency reminding you that the best English practice is hiding in your everyday life. You just need to start talking about it. What did you do today? Start practicing now.
Turn off the subtitles on your screen right now. I'm serious. Can you still understand me? If you're panicking a little, that's exactly why you need this lesson. Here's an uncomfortable truth. If you always use subtitles, you're not actually improving your listening. You're improving your reading speed. Your eyes are doing all the work while your ears are basically on vacation. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to break free from subtitles and finally understand English the way native speakers do, with your ears, not your eyes. Welcome to Artificial Fluency. I'm your teacher, and in the next 20 minutes, you're going to learn a method that has helped thousands of learners go from I understand nothing without subtitles to I can watch movies without any help. Ready? Let's transform your listening. Let me tell you about Maria, one of my students. She studied English for 5 years. She could read novels, write essays, even pass advanced exams. But when she traveled to London, she couldn't understand the announcement at the train station. She couldn't follow conversations at cafes. Why? Because for 5 years, she'd been reading English, not listening to it. Subtitles are like training wheels on a bicycle. They help at first, but if you never take them off, you never really learn to balance. You become dependent. They become what we call a crutch, something you can't walk without. When you use subtitles, here's what happens in your brain. You hear sounds, you immediately look at the words, You read the words, you understand the meaning from reading. But real listening should be you hear sounds, your brain processes those sounds, you understand the meaning directly. See the difference? With subtitles, there's an extra step that actually blocks your listening development. Let me teach you an important phrase. Use it or lose it. This means if you don't practice something, you lose the ability. If you don't use your listening skills, really use them, you lose them. Your brain gets lazy. It thinks, why should I work hard to understand sounds when I can just read? Here's another problem. Subtitles are often wrong, especially auto-generated ones. They miss jokes, they change idioms, they simplify complex ideas. You're not even getting the real English. Now, here's what nobody tells you. Understanding English without subtitles isn't about knowing more words. I've seen students who know 10,000 words but still can't understand a simple YouTube video. Why? Because they learned those words by reading, not by listening. The secret is training your brain to process English sounds automatically. It's like learning to recognize your friend's voice on the phone. You don't think about it, you just know. Let me teach you the concept of high-context English. This is material where you can understand what's happening even if you miss some words. Think about it. When you watch someone cooking, even without sound, you understand they're cooking, right? Add simple English, and suddenly you can follow along, even if you don't catch every word. If this is already helping you understand why subtitles might be holding you back, please hit that like button and subscribe. Comment below. How often do you use subtitles? Be honest. Let's support each other in this journey. Here are examples of high-context material perfect for starting. Cooking videos, you see the actions, kids' cartoons, visual story support, sports commentary, you see what's happening. Travel vlogs, you see the places. How-to videos, you see the steps. Low-context material to avoid at first. News, abstract concepts, podcasts without video, no visual help, stand-up comedy, cultural references, fast speech, movies with complex plots, too much happening. The key is choosing material where the context helps you guess meaning. This builds confidence and trains your brain to fill in gaps naturally. Now for the game changer. The 3-listen method. This is how you train your ears step by step. You'll listen to the same thing 3 times, but each time with a different goal. First listen, the big picture. Don't try to understand everything. Just ask, what's this about? Is it happy or sad? Is it about the past or future? Are they agreeing or disagreeing? This is like looking at a painting from across the room. You see it's a landscape, but you don't see every leaf on every tree, and that's okay. Example, you watch a short video about someone's morning routine. First listen, you just understand, okay, this person is talking about their morning. It sounds normal, maybe a bit rushed. That's enough for the first listen. You got the topic and the feeling. Second listen, key phrases. Now listen for groups of words that repeat or seem important. Don't focus on individual words. Focus on chunks of meaning. You might hear, wake up early, make breakfast, running late, forgot my keys. These phrases paint the picture. You're training your brain to recognize word partnerships, not isolated words. Let me teach you about lexical chunks. These are words that naturally go together in English. Make a decision, not do a decision. Take a shower, not make a shower in this context. Catch the bus, not take the bus in this context. When you listen for phrases, you're learning these natural combinations. Third listen, the details. Now you can focus on specifics. What time did they wake up? What did they eat? Why were they late? This is when you stand close to that painting and see the individual brushstrokes. But notice, you already understand the painting, the details just make it richer. After the third listen, now you can turn on subtitles to check what you missed. But here's the rule, you must do 3 listens without subtitles first. No cheating. This 3-listen method is golden. If you're finding this valuable, please subscribe and share this with someone struggling with English listening. What type of videos do you find easiest to understand? Let me know in the comments.
Here's something that will free you. Native speakers don't understand every word either. I'm serious. We miss words all the time, especially in movies, songs, or noisy places. But we still understand the message. How? Context. Let me demonstrate. If I say, "Hey, do you wanna mumble coffee later?" Even though you missed a word, you probably understood I'm inviting you for coffee, right? Your brain filled in the gap. This is called top-down processing. Your brain uses the situation, the words you did hear, your experience, the speaker's tone. All of this creates understanding even with missing pieces. Here's a practical exercise. The 70% rule. If you understand 70% of what you hear, that's enough to follow the story. You don't need 100%. Actually, aiming for 100% makes you stressed and blocks natural understanding. Think about it like this. 100% understanding equals reading subtitles, not real listening. 70 to 80% understanding is natural listening, what native speakers do. Below 50% means the material is too hard. Choose something easier. Common phrases you should recognize by sound pattern, even if words are unclear. Would you like? Offering. Can I? Asking permission. I think. Opinion coming. Actually. Correction or surprise coming. By the way. Changing topic. These phrase patterns are like musical rhythms. You recognize the rhythm even if you miss a note. The biggest mistake learners make? Jumping into the deep end. They try to watch Friends or CNN News without subtitles and then feel terrible when they understand nothing. That's like trying to read Shakespeare when you're just learning to read. Of course it's hard. Here's your progression path. Level 1. Super simple. Start here. Children's cartoons, Peppa Pig, Bluey, English learning YouTube channels, slow news for learners, picture books read aloud. Level 2. Simple, real English.
cooking videos, daily vlog channels, how-to tutorials, documentary with clear narration. Level 3, natural but clear. TED Talks, prepared speeches, interview shows, travel videos, educational YouTube channels. Level 4, real-world English. TV series, movies, natural conversations, stand-up comedy. Don't skip levels. Each level prepares your brain for the next. Here's how to know if material is right for you. You understand the general idea without subtitles. You can follow what's happening. You recognize some phrases. You don't feel completely lost. If you feel totally confused, go down one level. No shame in that. Even I watch kids' shows when learning new languages. Here's your simple daily practice plan. Just 15 minutes a day. Morning. Watch a short video about a familiar topic. Maybe someone's morning routine, a recipe you know, or weather forecast. Use the first listen only. Just get the general idea. Afternoon, take the same video from the morning. Do your second listen. Catch the key phrases. Write down 3 phrases you heard clearly. Evening, same video, third listen. Now catch the details. After this, check subtitles to see what you missed. Celebrate what you got right. Don't worry about what you missed. That's it. Same video 3 times, spread throughout the day. Your brain processes information between sessions, so spacing it out actually helps. Weekly challenge. Every Sunday, watch something new for 10 minutes without any subtitles at all. Don't analyze, don't repeat, just enjoy. Notice how much more you understand each week. Here's a tracking tip. Keep a listening journal. Write date, what you watched, understanding level, rate 1 to 10, one new phrase you learned. After 1 month, look back. You'll be amazed at your progress. Let me leave you with this. Every native English speaker went through a phase where they didn't understand everything. Babies don't use subtitles. Children don't read words when learning to talk. They listen, they guess, they make mistakes, and eventually they understand. You're not behind. You're not slow. You're exactly where you need to be. The only difference between you and someone who understands without subtitles is practice, the right kind of practice. Remember our key points. Subtitles train your eyes, not your ears. Choose high-context material you can partially understand. Use the 3 listen method. Big picture, phrases, details. You only need 70% comprehension, not 100%. Practice daily, even just 15 minutes. Your homework starting right now. After this video ends, watch any 3-minute English video without subtitles. Just once. Don't stress about understanding everything. Just notice what you can understand. That's your starting point. Tomorrow, try the 3 listen method with that same video. In 1 week, you'll notice improvement. In 1 month, you'll feel the difference. In 3 months, you'll wonder why you ever needed subtitles for simple content. The path from subtitle dependence to natural listening isn't a leap, it's a ladder. You climb 1 rung at a time, and every time you listen without reading, you climb higher. Thank you for spending these 20 minutes with me. Your ears are already stronger just from listening to this lesson without subtitles. I hope you didn't use them. If this helped you, please share it with someone else trapped in subtitle dependency. subscribe for more lessons that build real English skills, not just knowledge. Remember, your ears are capable of amazing things. You just need to trust them, train them, and give them time. This is Artificial Fluency, reminding you that real listening happens when you close your eyes, not when you open them to read. Now, go watch something in English without subtitles. You've got this. Welcome to English Listening Practice. I'm Taylor, and over the next 30 minutes, we're going to dramatically improve your ability to understand real English conversations. This episode is designed for B1 to C1 learners who want to bridge the gap between textbook English and the way native speakers actually talk. Today's episode features 5 different listening passages, each with a unique challenge. You'll hear different accents, various speeding speeds, and authentic language, including idioms, phrasal verbs, and connected speech. After each passage, I'll guide you through comprehension questions and highlight key vocabulary. Here's a pro tip. Don't worry if you don't understand everything on the first listen. Native speakers often miss things too. Focus on getting the main ideas first, then the details will come with practice. Let's warm up your ears with a quick exercise. I'll say a sentence at normal speed, then break it down. Ready? What are you going to do when you've finished? Did you catch that? Let me say it slowly. What are you going to do when you have finished? Notice how in natural speech, what are becomes whatter, going to becomes gonna, and you have becomes you've. This is the real English we're practicing today. Our first listening passage is a conversation between 2 colleagues discussing a job interview. You'll hear British and American accents mixed together. Listen for the main points. How did the interview go? What challenges did they face? What's the next step? Here we go. Marcus, American. Hey, Sophie, I've been dying to hear. How'd your interview go yesterday? Sophie, British. Oh, Marcus, it was intense, to say the least. I was there for nearly 3 hours. Marcus, American. 3 hours? That's insane. What did they have you doing? Building a rocket? Sophie, British. Laughs. Felt like it. First, there was the panel interview, 4 people firing questions at me, then a technical test, and finally a presentation I had to prepare on the spot. Marcus, American. Whoa, talk about putting you through your paces. How'd you handle the pressure? Sophie, British. The panel interview went brilliantly, actually. They asked about my experience with project management, and I used that STAR method you taught me. You know, the situation, task, action, result. They seemed really impressed when I talked about the Morrison account turnaround. Marcus, American. That's awesome. I knew that would come in handy. What about the technical test? Sophie, British. That's where things got a bit dodgy. They threw in some curveball questions about software I haven't used in years. I was honest about it, though, said I'd need to brush up, but that I'm a quick learner. Marcus, American. Honesty is always the best policy. They probably appreciated that. And the presentation? Sophie, British. They gave me 30 minutes to prepare a pitch for a hypothetical client. My hands were literally shaking, but once I got going, I found my rhythm. I even made them laugh a couple of times. Marcus, American. That's huge. Humor can really seal the deal. When will you hear back? Sophie, British. They said early next week. The waiting is going to kill me. The head of department mentioned they're interviewing 12 people for just 2 positions. Marcus, American. 12 for 2? That's rough competition. But hey, you've got this. You're exactly what they're looking for. Sophie, British. Thanks, Marcus. Fingers crossed. If I don't get it, at least it was brilliant practice. The feedback alone was worth it. Marcus, American. That's the spirit. Want to grab coffee and debrief properly? I want to hear every detail. Sophie, British, absolutely. Your treat if I get the job? Marcus, American, laughs, deal. But I'm confident I'll be buying that coffee.
Okay, let's check your comprehension. Think about these questions. First, how long was Sophie's interview? The answer? Nearly 3 hours. Second, what 3 components did the interview have? Answer: a panel interview, a technical test, and a presentation. Third, how many positions are available and how many people are interviewing? Answer: 2 positions, 12 candidates. Let's look at some key phrases. Dying to hear means very eager to know something. Put through your paces means to test someone's abilities thoroughly. Dodgy, British slang meaning uncertain or risky. Curveball questions, unexpected, difficult questions. Seal the deal. Finalize something successfully. Notice the connected speech. How'd your interview go? How did becomes how'd. Going to kill me. Going to becomes gonna. Now let's challenge ourselves with a news report. This features more formal language and technical vocabulary. Listen for what new technology is being discussed. What are its benefits? What concerns are raised? Good evening. Tonight, we're examining a groundbreaking development in carbon capture technology that could revolutionize our approach to climate change. Our science correspondent, Jennifer Walsh, has this special report. Thank you, Richard. I'm here at the University of Cambridge, where researchers have unveiled what they're calling a game changer in the fight against global warming. The team, led by Professor David Chen, has developed a new material that can absorb CO2 from the atmosphere at unprecedented rates. Professor Chen, what we've created is essentially a super sponge for carbon dioxide. Our metal organic framework, or MOF, can capture CO2 molecules while allowing other gases to pass through freely. What's particularly exciting is that it works at room temperature and requires minimal energy to release the captured CO2 for storage. The implications are staggering. Current carbon capture technologies are energy-intensive and expensive, limiting their widespread adoption. This new material could reduce costs by up to 75% while increasing efficiency threefold. However, not everyone's convinced. Dr. Sarah Martinez from the Environmental Policy Institute raises some concerns. Dr. Martinez, while this technology is undoubtedly impressive, we need to be cautious about viewing it as a silver bullet. There's a risk that breakthrough technologies like this could be used to justify continued fossil fuel consumption rather than addressing the root cause of emissions. We call this the moral hazard problem. The research team acknowledges these concerns, but argues that we need every tool available in our climate arsenal. Professor Chen, we're facing a climate emergency that requires both immediate emission reductions and active removal of existing atmospheric CO2. This technology doesn't replace renewable energy or conservation efforts, it complements them. We're looking at scaling up production and, if successful, we could see industrial applications within 3 to 5 years. The technology has already attracted significant investment.
Tech billionaire James Morrison announced a $500 million fund specifically for carbon capture technologies, with this Cambridge team receiving the first major grant. The question now isn't whether this technology works, it clearly does. The challenge is scaling it up quickly enough to make a meaningful impact on global emissions. For BBC News, I'm Jennifer Walsh in Cambridge. Fascinating developments there. Coming up after the break, let's test your understanding. What type of material did the researchers develop? A metal organic framework, or MOF, that acts like a super sponge for CO2. What's the cost reduction potential of this technology? Up to 75% cost reduction. What concern does Dr. Martinez raise? The moral hazard problem, that this technology might justify continued fossil fuel use. Key vocabulary. Game changer, something that completely changes how something is done. Unprecedented, never seen or done before. Staggering, shocking, or amazing. Silver bullet, a simple solution to a complex problem. Moral hazard, when protection from risk encourages riskier behavior. This next passage is a customer service call with background noise, interruptions, and informal language. Listen for, what's the customer's problem? What solutions are offered? How is it resolved?
Good afternoon, Tech Support Plus. This is Raj speaking. How may I assist you today? Hi there, Raj. I'm having a nightmare with my internet connection. It's been cutting in and out all week, and I work from home, so this is really affecting my livelihood. I completely understand how frustrating that must be, sir. Let me pull up your account. Can I have your account number or the phone number associated with your service? Sure, it's 555-0147. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Thompson, I can see your account here. You're on our premium fiber plan, is that correct? That's right, yeah. Premium's a bit of a joke though, considering the service lightly. I sincerely apologize for the inconvenience. I can see there have been some intermittent connectivity issues logged. Let me run a diagnostic on your line. While that's running, can you tell me when these disconnections typically occur? It's totally random. Sometimes it's fine for hours, then boom, drops out for like 10, 15 minutes. Yesterday, it happened right in the middle of a presentation to clients. I look like a complete amateur. That's absolutely unacceptable, and I'm truly sorry that happened. The diagnostic is showing some signal degradation on your line. Mr. Thompson, have you noticed any construction work in your area recently? Actually, yeah. They've been digging up the road about 2 blocks away. You think that's related? It's very possible. Construction can sometimes damage underground cables. I'm seeing here that there's a reported infrastructure issue in your area that's scheduled for repair. However, I don't want you to wait any longer. I have 2 immediate solutions for you. I'm all ears. First, I can send a technician to your property tomorrow between 2 and 4 p.m. to check your internal connections and potentially reroute your service through a different line. Second, as compensation for this inconvenience, I'd like to offer you a portable 5G hotspot free of charge until your main connection is stable. We'll also credit your account for the past week of service issues. Oh wow, I wasn't expecting that. The hotspot would be a lifesaver. Can you guarantee it'll work better than my current connection? The 5G hotspot provides a completely independent connection, so it won't be affected by the cable issues. It should give you speeds of 50 to 100 Mbps, which is perfect for video calls and regular work. I can have it couriered to you today for arrival by 6 p.m. That's actually fantastic, Raj. And the technician tomorrow? Yes, sir. They'll do a comprehensive check and have authorization to implement any fixes needed at no charge to you. You'll also receive a text an hour before they arrive. Is 2 to 4 p.m. suitable? Perfect. Raj, you've turned my whole day around. I was ready to cancel everything and switch providers. We absolutely don't want to lose you as a customer, Mr. Thompson. Your satisfaction is our priority. The hotspot will arrive today, the technician tomorrow, and you'll see a credit of $89.99 on your next bill. Is there anything else I can help you with? No, that's everything. Thanks for actually listening and solving the problem, instead of just reading from a script. It's my pleasure, sir. You'll receive an email confirmation of everything we've discussed. Have a wonderful day.
Comprehension check. What's been happening with the customer's internet? Cutting in and out intermittently all week. What 2 solutions did Raj offer? A technician visit tomorrow and a free 5G hotspot delivered today. What compensation will the customer receive? An $89.99 credit on a next bill. Useful phrases. Having a nightmare. Experiencing serious problems. I'm all ears. I'm listening carefully. Turn something around. Completely change a situation. Reading from a script, giving rehearsed, impersonal responses. This passage is from a university lecture on behavioral economics. It features academic vocabulary, complex ideas, and a Scottish accent. Listen for the main theory being explained and the examples used. Right then, continuing our exploration of cognitive biases, today we're examining what's arguably the most pervasive bias affecting human decision-making, the availability heuristic. Now, before we dive deep, can anyone recall what we mean by heuristic? No? Well, a heuristic is essentially a mental shortcut, a rule of thumb our brains use to make quick decisions without extensive analysis. Usually these serve us well, but sometimes they lead us astray. The availability heuristic, first identified by Tversky and Kahneman in the 1970s, describes our tendency to overestimate the likelihood of events that come easily to mind. In other words, if you can readily recall examples of something happening, you'll think it's more common than it actually is. Let me illustrate with a classic example. Which do you think causes more deaths annually in the United States? Shark attacks or falling aeroplane parts? Most people immediately say shark attacks. Why? Because shark attacks make headlines. They're dramatized in films. They're memorable and frightening. But here's the thing. Statistically, you're 30 times more likely to be killed by falling aeroplane parts. The availability heuristic has skewed your risk assessment. This bias has profound implications for how we navigate modern life. Consider how media coverage affects our perception of crime. Despite crime rates falling consistently over the past 3 decades in most developed nations, surveys show people believe crime is increasing. Why? Because every violent crime gets extensive media coverage, making these events highly available in our memory. The business world exploits this bias constantly.
Insurance companies know that after highly publicized natural disasters, people overestimate the risk and purchase more coverage than statistically warranted. Marketing teams use vivid testimonials rather than statistics because personal stories are more available to our memory than abstract numbers. But here's where it gets really interesting and somewhat concerning. Social media has essentially weaponized the availability heuristic. Algorithms show us content similar to what we've previously engaged with, creating echo chambers where certain types of information become hyper-available while others virtually disappear. This doesn't just affect our shopping habits, it shapes our political views, our understanding of social issues, even our perception of what's normal or acceptable behaviour. So, how do we combat this bias? Well, awareness is the first step. Simply knowing about the availability heuristic helps you recognise when it might be influencing your judgment. Second, actively seek out base rate information, actual statistics rather than memorable anecdotes. Third, and this is crucial, diversify your information sources. If all your information comes from similar sources, you're amplifying the bias rather than correcting for it. Remember, our brains evolved for a world where immediate, memorable dangers were often the most serious threats. A rustling in the bushes that might be a predator deserved our full attention. But in today's information-saturated world, the most available information isn't necessarily the most accurate or important.
Let's check your understanding. What is the availability heuristic? The tendency to overestimate the likelihood of events that easily come to mind. What example shows people are 30 times more at risk than they think? Falling airplane parts cause more deaths than shark attacks. How does social media amplify this bias? Algorithms create echo chambers by showing similar content repeatedly. Academic vocabulary. Pervasive. Present everywhere. Rule of thumb. Practical guideline. Lead astray. Cause to make errors. Skewed. Distorted or biased. Warranted. Justified or necessary. Echo chambers. Environments where similar views are reinforced. Our final passage is the most challenging. A casual conversation between 4 friends at a restaurant with overlapping speech, interruptions, and colloquialisms. Listen for what are they planning? What disagreement occurs? Guys, before we order, can we please sort out Lisa's birthday thing? It's in 2 weeks and we've literally done nothing. Oh shoot, that's right. Wasn't Tom supposed to? Hey, don't pin this on me. I said I'd help, not organize the whole thing. Classic Tom. Okay, let's think. What about that escape room place downtown? Lisa's always going on about wanting to try one. Ooh, that's actually perfect. She mentioned it again last week. But wait, how many people are we talking? Well, there's us 4, obviously. Then her sister, her boyfriend. Don't forget the work crowd. She's pretty tight with them now. Whoa, hold up. If we invite the work people, we're looking at like 15, maybe 20 people. Escape rooms max out at what, 8? 6, actually. I checked their website last month for my cousin's thing.
So that's out then. Unless we could book multiple rooms and make it a competition. Now you're talking. That would be epic. Losing team buys drinks after. I don't know, guys. That sounds super complicated to coordinate. Plus, it's gonna cost a fortune. These places are like $40 a head. Olivia's got a point. What if we just did something low-key? Dinner somewhere nice, then drinks at that new rooftop bar. Boring. It's her 30th, not her 60th. We need to do something memorable. What about, pause for effect, surprise karaoke party? Tom, no. What? She loves karaoke. She loves doing karaoke when she's drunk with just us, not in front of her boss and colleagues. Can you imagine? Surprise! Now sing Bohemian Rhapsody in front of everyone you professionally respect. Okay, back to the drawing board. What about a weekend trip? We could do that wine tour and... Jake, be realistic. People have jobs. No one can just disappear for a weekend with 2 weeks' notice. Wait, I've got it. What about a themed party at Tom's place? His apartment's huge. We could fit everyone. Absolutely not. Last time we had a party at mine, someone put a hole in my wall and my neighbors nearly called the cops. That was one time, and technically that was Dave's fault, not ours. Guys, we're overthinking this. Lisa's pretty chill. She'd probably be happy with just... Oh my God, Lisa just texted me. She says, and I quote, "I know you idiots are planning something. Please, nothing crazy. Dinner and drinks is perfect." Well, that settles that then. How did she even know? Maybe because you've been acting super weird around her all week. I have not. Yes, you have.
Final comprehension check. What occasion are they planning for? Lisa's 30th birthday. Why did they reject the escape room idea? Too many people. Rooms only hold 6. They'd have 15 to 20 guests. What did Lisa request via text? Answer: nothing crazy, just dinner and drinks. Colloquial expressions. Going on about. Talking repeatedly about something. Tight with. Close friends with. Hold up. Wait a minute. Low key. Simple, understated. Back to the drawing board. Start planning again. Pretty chill. Very relaxed. Excellent work making it through all 5 passages. Each one presented different challenges, from formal news language to overlapping casual speech. Let's wrap up with 3 essential tips for improving your listening. First, embrace ambiguity. You don't need to understand every single word to grasp the meaning. Native speakers use context to fill in gaps all the time. Second, pay attention to intonation and stress. In English, how something is said often matters as much as what is said. Rising intonation might indicate a question or uncertainty, while emphasis on certain words reveals the speaker's main point. Third, expose yourself to various accents and speaking styles. Today, you heard British, American, Indian, and Scottish accents. The more variety you experience, the more flexible your listening becomes. Your homework: choose the passage you found most difficult and listen to it 3 more times this week. First time, focus on the general meaning. Second time, try to catch specific details. Third time, shadow the speakers. Pause and repeat what they say, matching their rhythm and intonation. Remember, listening is like a muscle. It gets stronger with regular exercise. Even native speakers sometimes say, "Sorry, could you repeat that?" So be patient with yourself. Thanks for joining me for these 30 minutes of intensive listening practice. Keep challenging yourself. And remember, every conversation you hear is making you a stronger English speaker. This is Taylor signing off. Until next time, keep listening actively.